Good morning, my friends, and welcome to my channel. I need some more textile bases for my pockets, and I'm going to paint them so they are a little bit more fun than white pieces from bed sheets. So these are old ones and leftovers from when I have taken off all the beautiful laces and monograms that were on them. So I'm going to paint these by hand, and then I have a couple of others that will go into a eco-dyeing pot tonight. Me and Nico are going outside in a little while to pick whatever we can find this time of year. But it's been fast now when the heat outside is coming, and it's much warmer, and the greenery is starting to get some life again. But for now we are going to do some simple painting to have some more fun backgrounds to work with. So let's start with a few. And if you want the color to spread a lot, you can just wet them first. And if you don't want that, you want specific edges or patterns, you can put it straight on. I'm doing both now. I'm leaving some space that are less wet, and the edges will get a lot of water. I'm going to use my watercolors, and I'm going to use some inks and acrylic paints also. So we'll see what we will get. So I'm taking a piece of paper towel, and I'm going to just dry the wet space between them so the color won't spread to one other. When I do some blue ones, I don't want the brown ones to get anything of that color, so I'm just drying it in between so it can't follow the water around. So let's start with the watercolor. I think that is a good base, and then we can move over to the inks later on. So I'm going for neutrals this time. I did a lot of colorful ones the other night. So I'm just painting as it would be paper, not thinking so much that it's textile instead. And everything dries a lot lighter than it looks at the moment on these pieces. So don't be afraid to add a lot of color to them. And if you want it to spread even more, just go in with some water and give them some boost to move. It takes a little while for the color to spread, but it will. You can see already that it's wandering around. It's a little bit more difficult than to paint on paper because you can't really know the outcome. If you want a specific pattern, use less water and do just a little bit of a dot and see how much it spread. And if you then want more, you can just add more water in the middle and it will spread like that. So let's leave that for now and go to the next one. I think I'm going to add a little bit more water. I'm not so neat about things getting in the middle or having the same size. You often put something on top of them anyway, so try to just enjoy it and have fun. I can't say that enough times. It's so important that you try to not think so much about the outcome. So let's see, let's take another color of brown. It's a little bit different. Darker. Almost looks black, but it's brown. You will see it more when it's dry. So should we use a little bit of blue? I think that could be fun. So let's go around the edges first. I could sit and watch the color move whole day. It's something magical to look at watercolor that works its way by itself. So let's go for this brown. And I think I'm going to dilute it quite much. Sometimes I just coffee dye them first and then add some kind of pattern on them. So let's leave these to dry a little bit before we do anything more with them. The watercolor always dry much lighter than the acrylics. So if you want strong colors, use acrylic inks instead, or maybe alcohol ink if you have that. Use what you have to make what you want. So let's take a palette and add some inks. that needs to go under the hot water, I think. So let's see, what more do we have? Another brown. This is water-based ink. Oops. That one was well used. See if we can get anything out it. I can see color in it at least. Maybe we need to do like this. There we go. And if you want the same pattern on several, you can just put them on top of each other and get more textiles, because the color is going right through. We can try that on one so you can see. Let's put this under this one. Squeeze in some water into the other one. Okay, let's see. See if we can maybe make a pattern with the stencil. Let's try that. I think I want this one. It might get colored by the stencil, but we'll see how that will go. So let's go for green. See how much it spreads. Might not work at all, but in that case we have tried it. Quite good. A little bit of brown from the stencil, but I think it was quite all right. So let's do another one. you can see it start to spread. Maybe we should try a dry one, just for fun. And see how that goes. If that's a better choice. Let's take some more of the green. Just dabbing, I'm not pressing especially hard. I don't want it to go under the stencil. We'll see how much that will spread. I don't mind if it spreads a little bit, but this isn't so fun. But we can use this as a background, and then we can put the stencil on top of it again. So let's give this some more water and see how much it will spread. So then we get a green background instead, and kind of a shadow. And then we can add the stencil on top of it with another color when it has dried. Need to try to know. So no water when you use stencil. I think we can say that. Like that. And we have the background, and that one can go for drying. So let's move back to this one and see what we can accomplish. Going in with another blue, the acrylic color, or the tube color. It's not so strong as the inks. This is black ink. The driftwood stick I have. As you see, it's very difficult to control it, so it's kind of fun. You never know what you get. Sometimes you think that's fun, and sometimes you are really annoyed when you have planned for something special and uses ink. So what should we do? Take a really thin brown. And see if we can add a little bit on the edges. This is just acrylic ink that is watered down. So you see, you can play and have a lot of fun with these pieces of textile, and it doesn't matter if you feel that it's something that is totally crazy, or then you can just throw it away, and you don't need to be afraid that you have done something wrong. Taking off a little bit of water, and see if we can make some flowers. So I hope you find this inspirational to try. It's really fun to play with this. And you actually don't know the result until they are totally dry. Sometimes they get really light and sometimes they keep the color, and that's fun too. Now we should see. It wasn't so much pattern, probably because it was dry when this one was dry when I put it under. So let's put that down to dry too. Maybe not on top of the other. Put it on another spot. And you can always use them as backgrounds and put things on them, so you don't need to be so afraid that maybe you have ruined them or something like that. Taking some blue and some pink and just blend it and get purple. You have threads all over. Putting these away to dry. I'm using a uni pin fine line water and fade proof pigment ink 0.3, and I'm just making some leaves on this textile piece. So taking a brush that are a little bit smaller and just wetting the area where I have the leaves. And we will see if this can work. Dabbing in some diluted green acrylic ink. Dabbing in the middle and leave it to spread. And this is on dry textile. And I'm going to dry this right away so it won't spread so much. So this works too if you want to use a pen and make some pattern with that. I have 3 more. Let's make them too. let's do it this way instead. Let's make one of my roses and see if that can work. There we are. Okay guys, I hope you have got some inspiration to go and play with textile and make your own pattern. You can of course use anything, to any colors and any patterns, and just have fun. And then you can use these in your journals or in your art in the way you feel that is your thing. So now I'm going to go out with Nico and get some plants so we can do a eco dyeing with some of these white bed linen that I got yesterday. Have a nice afternoon and I will see you soon again. Bye bye from Sweden.